Namaste beautiful beings, my name is Joy. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm coming with a love reading for the Divine Feminine on the Twin Flame journeys. We'll be checking in with the past, present and future energies to get some clarity about what's really going on. And please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, so let's go to the past. We have from the Susie Wisdom Oracle, we have make a change. Welcome change into your life. So there's been a lot of changes. You have maybe made some big changes in your life. Maybe you have moved, maybe you have expanded your career, maybe there have been some sudden changes between you and your Divine Masculine on the journey. Change is a little bit connected to the Uranus conjunction. Big changes happens with Uranus, sudden changes. You might have gotten suddenly a new direction, something might have shifted in your life. Let's take some tarot cards from the Golden Tarot. So let's see what about these changes. Two of Swords. Okay, so there's definitely been some decisions that you have made. Maybe you have been stalling with your decisions and you basically now have been pushed by the universe to make some changes. Maybe your Divine Masculine has been stalling. Maybe you've been waiting for him to make a change. Maybe he's been holding up or stayed in indecision. And the universe will basically push you on the timeline that you're meant to be on, even if you yourself are scared to make these changes. And this is also connected to if you've been waiting for your Divine Masculine to take a decision and he hasn't made one. Maybe you have been pushed to make your own decision, to take control over your own life. Maybe you were waiting for him to decide the course of your future or the course of your direction, and now you have finally made your own decision. And we also have the new moon here. So there might be some answers coming now and until the next new moon about a decision, even if it's yours or your Divine Masculines. Okay, so we also have air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Right, so then let's look at the present energies. This is from, I think it's called Cosmic Dancer. And here we have clear the vessel, which is very fitting because we just had this full moon in Aquarius, and Aquarius is sometimes pictured with this vessel. And here's a woman. She looks a little bit like a mermaid. Clear the vessel. This talks about releasing. There's water coming out of this urn. So a time to release stagnant emotions, a time to release the past, to clear baggage from past lifetimes. You might be doing a lot of past lifetime clearing, healing your inner child, clearing things from the past, past exes, getting rid of things. Maybe you've been cleaning your house, maybe you've been giving away things, maybe you have cut out some relationships or things that doesn't serve you. So right now you're in a process of releasing. The releasing is to clear, to get room for something new. Eight of Pentacles, 8 is connected to karma, releasing patterns of control. So 8 is connected to power and also connected to control. So you are in a process of learning true surrender and releasing any patterns that have been controlling. This includes like obsession, overthinking, overanalyzing, overdoing. Any pattern that is a pattern that is based on the fear and the need to control is what you are releasing. And with the Earth here, the Pentacle, it suggests that you have had some behaviors that have been controlling. Maybe you haven't even recognized these behaviors. Maybe you have been overworking. This is a man working. Maybe you've been burying yourself in work in order to control things. Maybe you have been trying to be perfect, doing things the right way, the perfect way, in order to be rewarded by the universe. And so all of these kind of patterns of control, the mind can be very tricky. The mind is the greatest trickster in a sense. So the mind kind of assumes that you need to control. And in these times when we are very controlling, it's very likely that you create more resistance than you need, and you create struggle instead of effortlessness and flow. So this is clearly coming up at present, learning how to let go. And maybe this indecision of your divine masculine is learning, is teaching you how to let go. Maybe he has made a decision that you feel frustrated with, which is causing you to, or it's basically mirroring to you what type of patterns of control that you need to do. Maybe you've been trying to push him to make a decision, and this has just made things worse, and now you are learning to take the right amount of responsibility and to not control things. Quite a lot of patterns and lessons around surrender. Control is the opposite of surrender. Control is to the mind. Control is the mind's games. Okay, so take a look at this. It will be very interesting. We also have earth signs, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Okay, so then let's look at the future way. What is coming in the future? This is from the Rose Oracle. We have after the rain, silver lining, relief, hope, mercy, it's over, acceptance. Okay, so there seems to be some silver lining. Silver lining is a little bit connected to, like, the thin line. It's connected to hope. Something you didn't think would work will work out. Maybe you've been waiting for reconciliation. Maybe you've been waiting for like a change, a positive change in your divine masculine. Maybe you've been praying for him to take a step towards you for commitment, and things seems to be almost like hopeless. And then the silver lining is basically a sign that there is hope. There is good and positive changes to be expected in the future. After the rain, after the struggle, after the sadness, a lot of sadness has been purged with this control patterns and surrender. So you might have been crying a lot as well. Let's get some timeline for this. Okay, so we shouldn't be focused on time, but we get the sun, okay? This is funny. Right, okay. So I'm just looking at this number up here. So 19 months, expecting something big to shift. This is also connected to Leo. I think we are still in Leo season. It's connected to the inner child. So this is a larger cycle of inner child healing. This surrendering, letting go of control, is a larger cycle of inner child healing. You learning how to be a vessel for the divine, to surrender, to truly surrender and allow the divine to work through you. It's all coming back to faith and hope and restoring the inner child. So that basically means if we're exiting Leo season now, maybe next year Leo season, this cycle will be done. And or it could be 19 days or 19 months, like I said. And what are you gaining? We also have horses and sunflowers as a sign, or we can say like a reconciliation sign for the twin flame journey. So this is all coming in the future. This is a promise that there is hope after the rain. And we also have a rainbow here, which is also a reconciliation sign. So this is for you in separation. Okay, so let's then see what else we have. So strong Aquarius energy here also in the middle. And we also have Leo here with the Sun card. Okay, so let's then go to the Earth Warriors Oracle and see what do you need to know. You are listening to this reading. What is the message that you need to know? We have sweet paradox of empowering grace. Okay, wow. So, and we have hope and relief, and then we have grace. The sweet paradox of empowering grace. And there's a hummingbird here teaching us to be lighthearted. Okay, and the paradox of empowering grace. So basically, the paradox, there's a lot of paradoxes in this universe. So for example, you might think that you need to control in order to be strong, but actually learning to surrender creates strength. That's a paradox in a sense. And grace is also a paradox. So in a sense, sometimes we don't see the grace that is being bestowed upon us because we are struggling in our healing journey. We don't understand that the healing path part of the journey is the graceful part of the journey, right? So because we are feeling that we are moving through so much pain and so much sadness and so much grief, and we're having a hard time to understand that this is the grace of the universe, basically preparing you, healing you, so that you can enter into the golden age with your twin flame and that you're restoring the template for union for your next lifetimes. So there's a larger picture that you need to focus on, and you might also want to call in grace on your journey. And when you call in grace, you basically call in compassion. You might call in support, or the silver lining, in a sense, the small things in your life that is making a big difference. That is sometimes connected to the idea of grace. Okay. And then let's finish off with some love messages from your Twin Flames higher self. What would he like you to know? I think I'm gonna turn to the Lantern Oracle to just get one card from your... Ooh, okay, well, this fell out. It says into the unknown, knowing the unknown. Okay, right. And key to intimacy. Okay, right. So there seems to be an unknown element here. A lot of intimacy issues is being healed this year, and this is connected to the moon nodes, the Taurus and Scorpio moon nodes. So you might be feeling like, how are we able to create intimacy when we are in distance or in separation? How is that even possible? And this is, in a sense, the unknown element of the journey, is that it's an inner journey, that as long as you're moving closer to yourself, you're moving closer to your twin flame. That is maybe also a paradox in a sense, and that is also grace. The grace is that the only person that you ever need to focus on the journey is yourself, which is also a paradox, and it's also grace, which means that you have a lot of power on your journey. You can affect a lot of the journey by focusing on yourself. And it says intimate love is a core need to be met in relation to ourselves and those closest to us. So in a sense, you needing to be intimate with yourself, and that is the same thing as being intimate with the universe and intimate with your twin flame. The journey to intimacy often includes learning what love is not, which is also a paradox in a sense, and it's also grace, which means that even all your experiences that has taught you what love is not has also served your union, is also serving your twin flame union, is also serving your journey towards love. And it looks like your divine masculine is missing to be intimate with you, or he could be pushing you away due to intimacy issues. Maybe he has pushed your love away, and this is also a paradox in a sense. We want intimacy, and at the same time we fear it. And it looks like the masculine has a lot of intimacy issues. The masculine is very wounded. The masculine spends their whole life trying to run away from their emotions, and when they meet their divine feminine, she basically opens up that chest of things that he's been trying to bury or run away from. So that can sometimes cause the masculine to run from his divine feminine. And that just is another proof of the depth of your connection, which is another paradox in a sense. Okay, so what he wants you to know is that he's not running away from you, he's running away from himself, his own emotions, if he's running. And that if he pushes you away, he's really trying to run away from himself, push himself away from himself in a sense. And it's not that he doesn't feel you, it's he feels you too much. It becomes too overwhelming, which is also kind of a paradox in a sense on this journey. And obviously the divine feminine, she thrives on intimacy, she wants intimacy. And the closer and the more open the more you open up to each other, the more of these layers of intimacy you're going to have to heal. And this is what is scaring the divine masculine, the unknown. The depth of the connection is scaring him. But this is also what he's seeking. So that is what his higher self wants you to know. If he's been running or pushing you away, or if you don't understand why he is cold or distant, or is that he feels too much and it scares him. So that would be from his higher self. Okay, so we basically have the biggest message coming through is the one of learning to surrender and letting go of these fear-based patterns from the mind, the need to control things. And that there is a silver lining, there is reconciliation coming in the future, and that right now you are to call in grace on your journey, and your divine masculine is letting you know why he is running. Okay, so that was your twin flame reading. I hope you have some more clarity. Please leave some comments down below, and thank you so much for watching. Namaste.